Was willst du dich betrüben is a hymn in 7 stanzas by the German Baroque poet, Lutheran minister and hymn writer Johann Heermann. The chorale was first published in 1630 during the 30 Years' War. It is focused on trust in God, even when facing adversaries. History. Heermann, the hymn's poet, was influenced by the tract Buch von der deutschen Poeterie by Martin Opitz, published in 1624, which defended German poetry and set guidelines on how German poetry should be composed. Heermann lived in Coburn, Silesia, when he wrote the hymn, an area which suffered under the war. The town was plundered 4 times. Several times he lost his possessions and had to flee for his life. Nonetheless, in 1630 in Breslau, Silesia, he published a volume of hymns, Devotee Musica Cordis, Haus und Herz Musica, including Was willst du dich betrüben. The volume also contained O Jesu Christ, wahres Licht, among songs of tears, in a section in the time of the persecution and distress of pious Christians, and Herzliebster Jesu, was hast du verbrochen, the cause of the bitter sufferings of Jesus Christ, and the comfort of his love and grace, which Johann Sebastian Bach chose as the first chorale in his St. Matthew Passion. The volume contained in a section a few prayers and meditations, the hymn O Gott du frommer Gott, and Herr, unser Gott, lass nicht zu Schanden werden. A 4th edition of the volume in 1644 contained Jesu, deine tiefen Wunden, consolation from the wounds of Jesus in all manner of temptation. For the Manual of St. Augustine, these hymns have been described as the first in which the correct and elegant versification of Opitz was applied to religious subjects, distinguished by great depth and tenderness of feeling, by an intense love of the Saviour, and earnest but not self-conscious humility. Structure and words. Was willst du dich betrüben is focused on trust in God, even when facing adversaries, including Satan. The 7 stanzas have 8 lines each, in bar form. Each Stollen has 2 lines. The Abgesang has 4, with the rhyme of the outer 2 lines, and the inner 2. Was willst du dich betrüben, denn Gott verlasse einen, auf ihn magst du es wagen. Wenn auch gleich aus der Hollen, richt zu seinen Ehren, drum ich mich ergebe, Herr, gib, dass ich dienere. The hymn opens, addressing the Liebesziel of the speaker, such as some psalms do, for example Psalm chapter 103, Psalms 103-1. This look at the individual differs from Martin Luther's approach in his hymn A Mighty Fortress is Our God, written a century earlier, which covers a similar topic, trust in God against adversaries, including Satan, called Teufel by Luther. The beginning is a paraphrase from Psalm chapter 42, Psalms 42-5. In Luther's translation, was betrübst du dich, mein Ziel, und bist so unruhig in mir, Harre auf Gott. The central 4th stanza begins with strong words on Satan as an enemy. Wenn auch gleich aus der Hollen, der Satan waltzig, dir selber entgegenstellen, untoben wider dich. The final stanza includes as the 5th line, O Vater, Sohn und Geist, as a miniature doxology tune. The text was sung on the melody of Von Gott will ich nicht lassen. This tune is derived from a secular song, and is similar to the tune Monica, which was popular throughout Europe from the 16th century. The 5th line, the beginning line of the Abgesang, is highlighted, beginning an octave higher than the last note of the Stollen and leading to a rest, after which the other 3 lines are sung consecutively. Heermann seems to have written the text for the tune, because the climax of the words coincides with the climax of the melody in line 5 in most stanzas. Musical settings. Johann Sebastian composed the chorale cantata as Willst du dich betrüben, BWV 107, on the chorale's exact words in 1724, using the tune in common time in movement 1 and in 12/8 time in the final movement 7, both times with the vocal parts embedded in an instrumental concerto.